Tiga.
Hi to Madam Poon. It's me again, Siti Nadia binti Azizi, along with my group mate, Amira Akmal binti Amir, would like to present about the plant layout for detergent manufacturing. So, as for introduction, plant layout is a method of organizing the elements of a production process in which similar processes and functions are grouped together. It is also known as the physical arrangement of equipment and facilities within a plant. Plant layout is the organization of physical facilities like machinery, equipment, and the allocation of space for various activities of the plant and the personnel working in the plant. So this is the plant layout for our factory. So for the location, detergent manufacture can be located in such as an industrial area which is away from housing area and near to the marketing logistic network to supply the product. For the components of the plant, this is how the plant is supposed to operate. By using rail cars, the feedstock is brought into the plant in the form of chunks of rocks. Ingredient A is stored in the silo A, which is storage container with a rotary valve at the bottom which will dispatch 6 tons per hour. Ingredient A is then assumed to be a white powder obtained from the ashes of burnt wood, which then will be fed in the grinder using the closed belt conveyor system. Next, the ingredient A is powdered and the output is fed to the blender. A pneumatic conveyor system is used to transport it from the grinder to the blender. As for ingredient B, which is stored in silo B, it also has a rotary valve attached to its bottom, allowing zero point 0.6 tons per hour. It considers around 2 workers to lift 50-pound sacks of ingredient B and store them in silo B using the forklifts. Perfume from the perfume tank is pumped into the blender through 1-inch diameter pipe in the form of liquid. The perfume is then fed into the perfume tank from drums of liquid perfume. The mixture of liquid perfume, which is ingredient A and ingredient B, is fed into the dryer to remove the excess moisture. The blended mixture from blender to dryer is transported using a suction pump where the pump can draw the blended mixture to the dryer through a pipe. A pneumatic conveying system is used for transportation of detergent dryer to box fillers. The plastic boxes filled with detergents will run on the roller conveyor, and then the weight of the filled boxes are checked on a weight checker mounted on the conveyor. If a box is rejected, a person will remove the rejected boxes. The boxes will be packaged on the caser station and will be placed on a cardboard wrap using robotic clamps. These cases will then be collected on a large platform manually and then will be picked up using forklifts and placed on a conveyor. The conveyor then moves them to a stretch wrapper. So for laboratory components, it is in the laboratory. It is used for microbiological, chemical, physico-chemical tests to ensure the robustness, stability, safety, and effectiveness of the product. There are three equipments used in the laboratory, which is first, gas chromatography machine is used to identify the compounds that is going to make up the fingerprint of the perfume to ensure identical quality in all batches. And second is infrared spectroscopy, which is used to monitor the quality of hard surface detergents to ensure product safety on the market. And lastly, in the laboratory, we use UV spectroscopy, which is to identify a chemical substance and its quality. Once the perfume already been created, it will be tasted by using in a group of voluntary panelists under the inspection of the dermatological expert. So I'll be passing on the presentation to Amira Akmal.
So I'm going to talk about the safety measures. First of all, the types of hazard and the description. In the detergent manufacturing, the typical accident that might happen, first one is accident hazard, which is the worker might slip on floors made wet and slippery due to leaks from pipes and other installations. Mechanical injuries during work with conveyors and with machinized equipment used for the mixing and or feeding of chemicals. And then hazard of explosion due to high concentrations of fine dust such as detergent, raw materials in the air. Burns and scorching caused by contact with extremely hot surfaces, hot water and leaking steam, and then accidental exposure to toxic substance scattered as a result of spilling and outburst caused by overpressure, explosion, splashing, or human error, especially in manufacturing of disinfectant. Next one, we have physical hazard, which is a high level of humidity and temperature may cause fatigue and thermal exhaustion to the worker. Other than that, exposed to high noise levels created in the process of feeding raw materials and or mixing. Then chemical hazard, which is the exposure to dust of detergent and of raw during the manufacturing of detergent like mixing, drying, packaging, which may cause problem in the respiratory tract and irritation of the skin and the eyes. Exposure to the chemicals such as hexane 111, 3-chloromethyl alcohol, benzene, and etc. formed throughout the preparation of surfactant. And then exposure to the disinfectant. Disinfectants are toxic substances intended to kill organisms and may endanger humans as well. Before choosing any disinfectant, it is important to know what organisms they are intended against. Typically, these organisms may be viruses, bacteria, spores, and fungi. There are different classes of disinfectant based on the type of agent they contain. Next, we have biological hazard. Example of biological hazard is exposure to dust containing enzyme may cause skin irritation and allergic reaction of the respiratory tract. Exposure to high level of this dust can cause asthma. And last but not least, hazard which caused by ergonomic or psychosocial and organizational factors, which is back pain and other musculoskeletal problem caused by over exertion and awkward posture during lifting and moving of detergent packs and other heavy loads. And then cumulative trauma disorder or CTD as a result of continuous repetitive work movement, particularly in packaging. And lastly, exposure to odors in detergent and disinfectant manufacturing may cause specific sensitivity to the odors and or feeling of nausea. That's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you.